Hey, horse people. I can turn this around, make sure I'm in here. But I wanted to I'm gonna groom these horses up, sack them out a little bit with a scarf. I already did a video on a silk scarf, and I wanted to cover these that are kind of getting popular with. I'm going to post this on probably my gun channel and my horsey channel. They call them a Shemagh. It's called a lot of different things. It's basically a 42 or 44 inch square piece of cotton, and it's just like a scarf, but it has a lot of options. And I'll put a link in the description on the video about the silk scarf and what you can use it. But I want to show a couple ways to tie this, if I can get this wind out here, that on how to tie a Shemagh, how to what's the uses and different ways. And there's a lot of right and wrong ways, and there's a lot of ways that people say, oh, that's wrong, that's right, you should do it this way. I'm going to show you quite a few ways. They come in handy. For tactical, I think paintballers are using these a lot now. I see a lot of paintballers wearing it. Special forces, our troops over in the sand have been using it for a while because it helps keep the sand off you, keeps the wind off you, keeps the sun off you. They're made of cotton, so it's breathable. When it gets wet, it cools you. When it's cold, I've been wearing these all winter, and they work a little bit better than the silk, and they're a little bit more durable because they're cotton, so I don't have to worry about the silk getting torn up so much. And I can throw them in there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple ways to tie these and take it for what it's worth. So the most common way that people are going to tie these is first of all, because it's a square, you put it in a triangle. So you bring one corner to the other corner and you make a triangle. And then from there you can do a lot of things. Some people will just throw it over their back and hang it here. This will keep the sun off your neck, lets you breathe. If it's hot, you can wet it. It keeps you cool. Some people, and this is where I wear a lot, is they'll just tuck it after it's around their back. And I wear it like this. Keeps the sun off, keeps me cool. As I sweat, the wind blows through it. It's cotton, cools me down. Some people will take the front and they'll just tuck the back in. And you can wear it like this to keep you warm, keep the sun off your neck or whatever. When you're hanging it here, you want to tie it, you can tie it. If you just want to tuck it, you can tuck it. Some people will just bring it around and tuck it in this side. And then I'm going to bring this one around and roll it over here. And that'll hold it around my neck. I don't have to tuck up my shirt if I got a jacket or whatever. But if I want to put a jacket around me, they keep you super warm. I mean, this winter, these things came in so handy, especially when I get into the face mask. So the other way is instead of having the triangle on the back, you can have it on the front. So I just usually take a little loop here, swip it, put it here, and then basically you wrap this side around here, and you can just hang this. If you want to hang it, you can tie it on top. You can tie it underneath, which some people tie underneath so you don't see the knot. Looks a little neater. And then you have a little scarf again. Keep the wind, keep the sun, keep the mosquitoes. Again, when I get to the head wraps, it'll be nice for mosquitoes, bug protection, etc. So those are the ways that you can tie them. Now, most people don't wear a hat on. I'm going to show you how to tie these with a hat on. If you want to have a hat on, you can. You cannot have a hat. I might throw my hat off and get a couple here. Actually, I'll take my hat off there and get one real quick. You get it over the back, you put the triangle in the back. Some people will tell you to keep these equal, left, right, whatever. If I want to just tie this around here, probably the most common way that people tie these is they make one side shorter and one side longer, and you wrap this right underneath your chin here. You hold this side over here because this is going to tie right here. Now I like to make this a little bit longer on this side, so when I tie it, it'll be in my back, but it doesn't matter. So you hold this up here and you take this side, take your corner, you bring it across your nose and face, come straight around, and you just tie an overhand knot here. Then of course you adjust it. And I can roll it, I can tuck it, I can tuck this down, I can make this into a little lip if I want. And again, bugs, sand, wind, cold, these things are just great. I come out here feeding the horses. The only problem with this is if you don't have an anti-fog on your glasses and it's really cold, it's going to fog up your glasses, which isn't the end of the world. When it's tied like this, and again, I just hit it quick, I'm in the wind, my knot comes loose, you can perfect it and work at it, you can look in the mirror and work at it. You can pull this down, so now I just have my head, my ears covered, in case I need to talk, communicate, etc. If I want to pull it back up, I can. If I want to roll this, pull this down and roll this straight back, I can just roll it, now it's the neck. And then you can roll these back up. And again, if it's not looking perfect, I just want to give you an idea on how to tie these. So that's one of the ways, to where the knot's on the side. I like making it a little bit even right here. And then when I pull this up and under, it's going to come around the back here, and I'm going to tie it back. Then I'm going to take this side like, again, I would get the piece. I'm going to hold this here. And then I'm going to tie it back. And this keeps the knot in the back of my head. And then again, I'm going to adjust it. Roll it where I want, tighten it up. So that's another way. Some people will just roll it right over here. And they go here. And here. And then you wrap around and you tie. And that's another quick way. Puts a little bit more on the front, so you're walking into the wind. It's going to protect your mouth and lips because you got two layers here. What's some other ways? Another way is I can take this little short side here, and this is like more of a bandana tie. I'm just going to bring this around here, hold this over here, and I'm going to take this in, and I'm going to tuck it right underneath there like a bandana. So this is kind of hanging kind of big and loose here. And then this will stay on my head, and I can either lay this on me, over me, whatever. But if I need to cover up my face, I usually just roll this in a little bit. I can tuck this right here, bring this around, retuck this in that same hole, or tuck it underneath, however I want, and now I have this. Some people like this because if I need to take it off, I can pull this and I can hang it. If you tuck it in the same hole, obviously, this has got to be a little bit tighter. And I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there that show different ways. That's just one of the many ways. The other way is if I don't want to tie it over my face, I just want to do the head. I put the triangle in the back, come straight across the back, and then I can tie in the front. And I can whip around here and tie, and then I can tuck and tuck here. And now I just got something for my head. So if it's really hot and I want to tuck this in, I can keep this on my head, keeps this off my neck, depending on how I tie it. And then I have something for my head and my neck, and I'm not wrapped up if it's too hot. If you have a hat, same things apply. If it's raining, I can tie this right over my hat. I can do this one. I can come around the back and just tie here. This will help hold my hat down so my hat doesn't blow off. Also protects my ears. These things are just handy. So, oh yeah, there's one other way. What's the other one? The hat off. Again, the wind messing up. It's not perfect, but you get the idea on how useful. And so this way, instead of wrapping this one around, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this one all the way around, roll it, come here, come across here to tie it, and then I take this little piece here and I tie these in the back. And that's another way. Again, if I want to pull it over my ears, I can. However I want to tie it, if I want to roll it up, if I want to tuck this in to make it neat, if I don't want my glasses on, if I want my glasses on, whatever. Lots of ways to tie this. Again, the most common I think that you're going to see is this side over here wraps around the face, and then you tie them in the back. And that's probably the most common. And again, with your hat on, your hat doesn't blow off, gives you a little bill. You can use it to keep your hat on, you still use this. So, again, different people are going to call them. I think they go by a bunch of different names. Shemagh, Shemagh, Shemagh. Another way that I wear, especially if it's not too cold, is I will roll it up and make it into a roll. Then I just lay it over my neck and I just tuck it. That way it's not flapping in the back. I've got it here, it keeps the sun off my neck. It's cool. If I want to wet it, it keeps me cool. If you want to wear two, you can have one for the neck. If I want to just wrap this around my neck and use this for a neck warmer, one of the styles that I showed you was this. Come around, you can tie, you can tuck. I can use this one for a neck warmer, and then use the second one for my regular tie. Again, up. And I don't have to cover my face. If I just want to come around here, I can go to the back. If I want to come up, I just pull this out the side, keep this taut, come across my face here, and then tie these in the back. And then I have two. I have one for my neck, one for just on my face. Again, it's going to cover my ears, it's going to keep the sand, keep the heat off, do all kind of good things. Great things. I'm tie one on the back of my saddle, keep one in the truck. They cost about, I don't know, 12 bucks. You can order them just about anywhere. I would get the 42 by 42. They're a little bit bigger, they're a little easier to tie, but make sure they're 100% cotton. I think a couple of these came from Pakistan. I don't know, I ordered from the same company. I got 3 or 4 of them, but they're everywhere. You can look them up, and I'll try to put a link on where I got these. I can't remember, I think I got paid 12 bucks. If you go to Amazon, they got them everywhere. Just make sure 100% cotton, and they have different colors. If you want to mix, match, whatever. Very, very handy. Shooting wise, tactical wise, you're at a range, you're shooting at night, you're playing paintball, you're working, you're out at the range, you want to do some night shooting at the range, you're moving, you want to work on your tactics. These are great to keep brass from flying off of you, to keep powder. If you're working in close quarters, you got a couple people, you're coming out, it's going to keep brass and things off your ears. If you're working at night and it's cold, keep the bugs off, keep the light down. Really, really handy piece of equipment. You're out riding, you can use them for water, you can filter water, you can tie them to carry things. You want to pick berries, you can put berries in them. You can use it as a sling, you can help tie up your horse if he gets hurt. I mean, these things are just, because they're cotton, they're just very easy to clean. Except first thing I do with mine is I wash them with a little shampoo because it rinses good, and then I dunk them in some fabric softener, and then I rinse them. So they're nice and soft, and they tie and they handle easy. They're not static electricity. If I want to use them on my horse, I can. You can almost see through them. They're pretty slim, so I can still kind of see. I can see my hands. I can touch my hands and fingers, so I can still actually work if I want to just cover myself like this in a tactical situation. Or if the wind was blowing and it was sandy out and I was riding my horse, I could put this over my head, tuck it all in, and then I can still see where I'm going, but I'm not getting sand in my eyes, etc. Same thing. I can put this over my horse's face. Very, very handy piece of equipment. Hopefully I didn't go over 15 minutes because some dummy made a complaint on me and won't let me up. Okay, 13 minutes, good. Alrighty, so that's how to tie a Shemagh. Buddy and Mr. T, were you making faces behind my back? Damn, horse is making fun of me, probably holding up 2 hooves behind my head. Buddy! Mr. T! Alright, we'll end that there. That's how to tie a good handy piece of equipment. If you keep one in your truck, keeps you warm, keeps you cool, keeps the sand, dirt, wind. If you're going out there, it'll probably help keep ticks off you if you're going through trees, etc. Really, really handy piece of equipment. I would recommend everybody have at least a couple, either in a truck, horse trailer, on their horse, in your tactics bag, in your bug out bag, whatever. I'm going to post this on both my gun channel and horse channel. Hope that helps. Buddy Mr. T, you're good boys. You're going to get your hoofs worked on.